Hi there, my name is Greg Roach, and my wife Natasha and I are the owners and founders of Bio.Metrics Mobile Sport Lab. We've been around since 2013, and we contract out to dozens of different fitness businesses all over the province of Alberta, and they hire us to come in to track and measure the effectiveness of their programs. So one of the cool parts about all of that is that we've tested literally thousands and thousands of people over that time period, and they've all been on different programs. So that's given us the unique opportunity to deliver the very best tips and ideas that we've seen implemented over that time period. And one of the best meal plans that we've seen in all that time is actually called the Whole30. Um, Initially, my wife made me want to do this about 4 years ago. I didn't want to do it, but she finally convinced me to do it, and the results were pretty staggering. The first week was a bit rough. They don't call it a challenge for nothing. But once I got past that first week, it was literally like my body was on rocket fuel. My performance went through the roof, limited muscle soreness, improved sleep, and a massive body composition change. Over the course of 2 months, I ended up losing 18 pounds of fat, which was pretty insane. And we ate really good before, and we were training lots, but I guess I didn't really know what feeling good actually felt like. So we ended up partnering up with the company Whole9 Life, which is they are the creators of the Whole30 program, and so we've been actually administering these programs for I guess the last 3 years now here. So we're going to talk about a few things here about the upcoming CrossFit Leduc Whole30 Challenge. So we talked a little bit about who I am and what we do. We'll talk about what's included in the actual program. We'll talk about Whole30 Nutrition, what it's all about, what kind of results you can expect in the program. We'll talk about the body fat testing process as well. We also have an online accountability point system, so we'll talk a little bit about that, pricing, and then I'll touch on some common questions at the end. The common questions could take like 10 minutes at the end there anyways, so you don't have to stick around for that, but I like to answer some questions if people have them. So what is the CrossFit Leduc Whole30 Lifestyle Challenge? So we're going to be looking at doing a Whole30 Nutrition seminar. So we're actually doing that next Wednesday, January 18th. The seminar is going to start at 7 o'clock and it's going to take about an hour. We're going to give you all the tools and resources that you guys need to run the program effectively, answer any questions that you guys might have. I'm going to give you a copy of the Whole9 Nutrition Guide. That's literally going to be your Bible over the next 4 weeks. We're going to give you 4 weeks of meal plans as well there too. We're going to do InBody 520 body composition tests. We'll do one at the beginning and one at the end. We're going to do before and after photos. A lot of people don't want to do before pictures, but when it comes to the end, they always regret not taking the before pictures. So we don't necessarily need to take that before picture, but get somebody in your house to take a before picture yourself. You won't regret making that decision. We're going to have a pretty extensive online support for you guys. We have an online point system that we're using, a private Facebook group. That'll be our main communication hub. We're going to have prizes for top male and female, and at the end we're going to have a wrap-up party. What we've really enjoyed in the past is that it's like a potluck and everybody just brings their favorite Whole30 meal, so it's actually quite a bit of fun. So what is Whole30 Nutrition? It's 100% compliant paleo for 30 days because it takes about 30 days to get all those toxins out of our system. Then once we pass that 30-day mark, we're going to reintroduce the 4 different food groups that we've eliminated during that time period and monitor how our body feels, because then we can make adult decisions about the food that we eat. If you know dairy is going to give you some gut issues, well, maybe you might pass on it. And one of the things that we really enjoy about the Whole30 program is that it's going to reset your metabolism and it reshapes your relationship with food. Food is a really emotional thing for a lot of people, and we're going to try to eliminate those bonds. So there's 4 main things that our food should do for us. It should promote a healthy psychological response. So I'm referring to the cravings in that sense. Secondly, it needs to promote a healthy hormonal response. So we're going to have the same ratio of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats in every meal, and that helps to elicit a healthy hormonal response. Uh, Thirdly, it needs to support a healthy gut. There's been lots of information over the news for several years now about how important our gut health is. So I won't get into the nuts and bolts behind it, but a Whole30 program really supports a healthy gut system. And lastly, it needs to support healthy immune function and minimize inflammation. So a lot of the food groups that we're going to be eliminating actually cause inflammation. So we're going to remove those things, and it's going to help in a lot of different senses. And we'll talk about that right now. So what kind of results can you expect to see when you do a Whole30? So number one is definitely improved body composition, such as muscle mass, improved strength, fat loss as well too. This isn't a fat loss program, but everybody always sees pretty significant fat loss in the program. So definitely improved athletic performance. We literally are what we eat. So if you eat very clean, high quality foods, your performance is going to improve. But if you eat crappy foods, your performance is going to suck. We're going to see higher energy levels, improved quality of sleep, better mental clarity and acuity, improved immune response, improved hair, skin, and nails even, faster recovery, and the big one is a reduction in food cravings, particularly when it comes to sugars and carbs. And on the right-hand side there, we just have a cover sheet of the Whole30 recipes that are going to be on the challenge there. We have beef, chicken, pork, fish, side dishes, soups, eggs, and yummy stuff that's like your dressings and toppings and stuff like that. So next we'll talk about the body composition analysis. So I won't nerd out too hard on this with you guys. Long story short, it is 1 to 2% accurate, which is considered a gold standard method. It's non-invasive, very accurate and highly detailed. So you'll get 2 tests with this, one at the beginning, one at the end. We're going to be measuring your weight, your lean muscle mass, body fat percentage, muscular development in each arm, each leg, and your upper body individually. So that's pretty cool from a targeting standpoint. Also water retention and basal metabolic rate. And I'll touch on some of those things when we go through the nutrition seminar and do the testing. And this brings us to our online point system. So we're going to be tracking your workouts, your compliant meals, your sleep, new healthy habit practice, and daily journaling. So I don't want you guys to spend a pile of time on this. This should take 5 to 10 minutes a day tops. I don't need to know exactly what you're eating. I just need to know that you ate a compliant meal. So that's it. It should be a really quick process. The new healthy habit practice is a big one that we want you to focus on too, because each of us has a bad habit that isn't helping us in life. So we want to remove that and replace it with something healthy. So we want to keep track of that. And daily journaling is very important too, because I'm going to be reading all of this and I want to know about your energy levels, how you're feeling, sleep, performance in the gym, anything like that, even digestive issues. I've heard pretty much everything in these journals that you can think of. So nothing's really going to shock me. So by giving us that information and being honest and upfront, it'll actually help us with your program and make it a little bit easier for you. We will have a private Facebook group on there as well too. That'll be the main communication hub. So if you have a question, just go ahead and post it on the private Facebook group. If you have that question, guaranteed somebody's going to have that same question as well too. So this brings us to what the entire program is. So like I mentioned before, we're going to do that Whole30 Nutrition seminar, the 4-week meal plan. You're going to get the whole 9 nutrition guide, 2 body composition tests, before and after pictures, the online accountability point system and private Facebook group. We'll have prizes for top male and female. And lastly, we'll have that wrap-up party. Now, we normally charge $199 for this program, which I've heard is a pretty awesome value for what we're doing here. But what we're going to do for you guys at CrossFit Leduc is that until midnight on Sunday, January 15th, we're going to give you guys 15% off on that. So, and I guess remember, we're going to kick this off on Wednesday, January 18th. So we probably need to get on it if you're interested in the program. You can go ahead and call my wife Natasha at 403-391-6565, or you can email her at natasha@bio.metrics.ca, and we can go ahead and get you registered right away. That's the program in a nutshell. I don't want to waste a pile of your time on here, but I'll hop into some common questions here now. So if you've kind of heard enough, you can sign off here and just give us a call, but we can answer some of the most common questions that we have here. So do we have to count calories? The answer to that is no. Calories are important from a sense that not getting enough is almost as bad as having too many, but by reading your journal, we're going to be able to make some suggestions to get you into that right caloric range. So if you're tired all the time, that's a pretty good indicator you're not getting enough calories. So we need to increase the amount of food that you're actually eating. Next question is, am I going to be hungry all the time? The answer to that is no. This is not a starvation diet. In fact, most people complain that they can't believe how much food they're eating. The thing with healthy, clean foods is that they're typically really low calorie compared to their junk food alternates. So you physically need to eat a heck of a lot more food to get your calories to a right place where we can optimize your performance in the gym as well as stimulate some excellent fat loss. Next question is, do we have to follow the meal plan? The answer to that is no. We give you the meal plan and all the recipes to help you get started. Most people end up going off the meal plan eventually. They start exploring the different resources that we give you and find the meals that they enjoy best and work into their lifestyle. And at the end of the day, during the challenge, all I need to know is that you had a compliant meal. Next question is, I don't like certain foods or have sensitivities to them. You do not need to eat anything that you do not enjoy. There's no way you're going to stick on a meal plan if you're forced to eat foods that you don't like. So let's remove those foods completely from the meal plan and then replace them with something else. So if like you don't like salmon as an example, we need to put another protein source in that meal and replace what that is. Next question is, am I allowed to eat fruit? The answer to that is yes, but one piece of fruit per day. The reason being is that fruit is actually really high in sugar. So if you were to take your entire carbohydrate consumption in the meal plan and it was all fruit, we'd actually see little to no results because it'd be entirely sugar. And that's going to negatively impact your body composition changes. That being said, could you totally eliminate fruit? Yes, and it would actually accelerate your results a little bit. So why no dairy, grains, and legumes? So there's quite a few reasons that we're eliminating those, but one of the main reasons is that the proteins in those food groups actually cause inflammation in the human body. Specifically for grains and legumes, they contain phytates, which are actually called anti-nutrients. So they're like a matured seed. So when you plant a seed in the earth, it absorbs all the nutrients around it, and so it can grow. So when you eat those things, they actually does the same thing. It actually absorbs all the nutrients from the other foods that you're eating, so you're not getting that full nutritional complement. And dairy has lactose in it as well too, and that can be problematic for a lot of people. Next question is, what happens after the challenge and I'm on my own? So we're going to teach you how to fish. We're going to give you all the resources that you need. We're going to give you the meal planning templates, the recipe index. You're going to have everything that you need to do this on your own. The Whole30 is not designed to eat that way all the time. I don't want people to turn into robots on their nutrition. I am pro free meal. I think it's really important to have that in your meal plan from a sanity standpoint. But if we can eat 85 to 90% on plan all the time, you can still see some excellent results. But during the first 30 days, it is 100% compliance. And there's no gray area on that. That's the expectation, is 100% compliance. Then the last question is, what are common reasons people fall off the program? Well, there's two basic reasons that people fall off, and one of them is external reasons, so some sort of tragedy or stress or some external force is pushing on that person, and they're just not able to continue with the program, because the program does take some work. I'm not going to lie to you. There's some work involved for sure. The other one is internal. The nuts and bolts of a Whole30 program is really simple. You're going to eat proteins, vegetables, some fruits, and healthy fats. And that's the program. Like, it's pretty simple. We're going to give you all the tools that you need. But the human brain actually is quite lazy, and it doesn't like doing extra work. It doesn't like change. So there is definitely some work involved in that, and we actually do talk about the mental aspect of food and how we can break the bonds that tie us down when it comes to our old eating habits. So that's a big part of the Whole30 there as well too. But we're here as a resource to help you through those tough times. So if you're having issues, let us know. Hit us up on Facebook and we'll help you out and we'll get you through that program. Plus there's several people in CrossFit Leduc that have done this program before, and they're there to help you as well too. So you're not on your own. It's not just me. You're going to have people in the gym that are going to be there to help you out. So that covers most of the common questions. You guys are free to either give me a call or send me an email as well too. If you do have further questions, my phone number is 403-358-0060, and my email is Greg, Gregg, at Bio.Metrics.ca, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys might have. And one last thing there is, I do want to emphasize that we are going to have that 15% off for you guys until Sunday, January 15th only. So if you're interested or if you have some questions, get a hold of us right away and we'll get you booked into the program. All right, guys, thanks for the time, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.